How's it going, everybody? My name's Absalom, and welcome back. This is chapter 24 of my full platinum walkthrough of Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and that will be the last time that we have an intro for this game, because this is the final chapter of our walkthrough, the end of the road. It's the end of the journey, and today is a special chapter. We're knocking out this beautiful place, Verso drafts, and then it's on to the last three bosses in the Endless Tower, and then we'll have our platinum trophy, and we can all go about our day with the next game on the horizon. So welcome to the last chapter, everybody. We are picking up here at the flag, and what we're going to do first is just pop over here, and there is a color of Lamina just over here by these two little turtle guys. Then we can head over here, take out these enemies. They're down the hill. This is the main type of enemy you'll see in this whole area. All right, here we go. So normal routine here, nothing crazy. We're actually a little overpowered for this whole area, so it won't be too bad. I'm just gonna Percy this guy. Really, he didn't die, huh? Verso's gonna clean it up for sure, though. There we go. The burn damage. Not horrible. You'll get a few Pictos out of that are actually really good. We have longer break, and then more importantly, the double third one, which will be right there. Health, speed, critical rate. Every third hit of a skill deals double damage. So depending on how you utilize that, that can be a very lethal Pictos. Most of the items in this whole area are either just fun, like outfits, or it's ridiculously strong items like weapons or Pictos. So this is a very good area for late game stuff and new game plus and all that. But yeah, from here, head over this way. You can interact with the statue right here. One. And then drop down. Oh, hold up. You can interact with it from the back here, but we need to get down. And then turn that one, and you'll see this like weird pulse wave type thing come over your screen here. But just hit the first three, and then drop down over this way. And you're gonna see this guy with the life preserver ring around his neck. Speak to him, the half-baked lifeguard, and you'll get a piece of cake for turning the three statues blue, and a new Minoko outfit. Just exhaust his dialogue. And there we go. So that's for turning the three statues blue. There's multiple statues, but you have to turn just three of them blue. Doesn't really matter which three, but as long as three are blue and no more, no less, you'll get the piece of cake, which we need 3 pieces of cake to unlock a secret door. So that's how that works. Now we can do the first hopscotch thing here. Now, unfortunately, you don't actually have to like hop. Like you don't have to do it like this. You can just run. But make sure you do it in chronological order here. So 1 through 10, 10 being the sunshine. You'll unlock a new outfit for Verso. Got a little top hat going on. There we go. Now he's Mr. Fancy Pants. And these are, there's multiple of these. This is the only one that looks normal. From here on out, everything we see, all the blocks will be separated and or tied to a puzzle of some sort. So that is how that works. But from here, now we can turn around from the flag, and you should see this little cave right here, little house. Grab the Chroma Catalyst, and then we want to get the slowing attack Pictos that's in the water near the statue over this way. There we go. Slowing attack Pictos. And now you can find this guy. You can talk to him. All right, so he's not going to move. So what we have to do is knock him off. Because, come on, dude. Let the other people dive. So knock that guy off. Grab the new weapon right there. And then now to get another reward, you have to dive into the 3 rings. There's the yellow one, the red one, and the blue one. So for the blue one, we want to just kind of fall off to the right. There we go. Just kind of the right corner. Just walk off. Don't run or anything. You'll get an outfit for each character as we do this. So talk to this guy to get your reward. And if you make it or miss, just head up this rope to reset. Be right over here. There's a lot packed into this area, by the way, if you haven't noticed already. It's a smaller area, but man, it has a ton of stuff packed into it. And it's all pretty fun. Okay, so for the yellow one, you want to run off into the left. So just do like a big jump off the left. That one should be one of the easier ones. The red one being the most difficult. Get a color of Lamina. We already had the hairpiece for, I think it's either Lune or Ciel. It's one of the ones we've already got. It was the double bun. Basically, this guy gives us the double bun hairstyle for everybody, but we already had it for one of our characters, but if you didn't, you would also be rewarded that at that point. And again, for the red one, we want to run and jump at the last possible second and kind of angle to the left. There we go. That one's a bit tricky. It's the diagonal left, but you have to time the jump just right at the very end to be able to make it all the way out to the red one. But there we go. Got another hairstyle for Monoko there. And that's all of his rewards there. So now turn to the left, find the slide over here. There's gonna be some chroma nearby. Right there, 10,000 chroma. Help us get to our last trophy of 99. All right, now it's on to another fight over here. Okay, so find this guy right here. Take him out. That's the gingerbread door to the left, if you see it. That's what we're saving up the cake pieces for. I just Stendhal, in case it wasn't obvious. Take out that guy, and then there's another enemy up this way we can take out as well, just to clear up the area. We're gonna have to run all around this spot. Also, that enemy we killed just a minute ago gave us a Pictos upgrade. So just basic attacks with Ciel and then Stendhal with Mael here. And that guy's irrelevant. You could also buff Mael if you were wondering. You could do that as well. Okay, now that we've gotten the main enemies, you can come over here and talk to the boy. So he wants us to make a full-size cake, and fortunately, we've already got one slice.
Yours deserve cake too.
Let's come over here. We're gonna battle these guys who are guarding a candy jar. All right, I'm gonna do Fortune Fury to buff Mael. And then I can also buff Verso. Oh, I don't have. I wasted one, but if you were able to, I would buff Verso as well, just in case. For now, I'm just gonna do Twilight Slash, whatever you want, really.
The dance begins.
Stendhal, this guy. Now he's gone. And I'll just regular attack here.
Cut him down.
And you should be able to get him mostly dead. If not, the burn damage will take him out. There we go. Got a Pictos off those guys. And then if you are able to, break that jar with our... I don't even know what that would be called. Like our Force Palm? Oh, God. Crimson Desert's happening again. Okay. Never mind. We're going to call it something else. Like an Energy Blast. There we go. Energy Blast the candy jar there. And now what we're going to do is start solving the door, the hopscotch thing. So we have number 1 right here. Number 2 is going to be on over this way. Right there. And then there is a paint cage. Also, we can take out this enemy. This is the other enemy in this area. By the end of this area, you're going to be pretty close to level 99. And then the bosses are going to push us over the edge. I'm just gonna buff my L just in case.
Show me what you can do.
And then we're gonna Stendhal. Goodbye. And once you're done with that fight, depending on wherever you had to fight them, return back to the number 2 tile that should be nearby, and then turn around. You'll see that rope leading up. We want to go to the rope but go right instead and hide underneath here. In which case we have a paint cage, and this one has these little warped lollipops, I guess is what they are. But there's one right there. There's going to be one behind us. And then one through the weeds just up ahead. There we go. And that gives us an elixir shard. Pretty cool. All right, so now we've had the first 2 tiles. All the enemies should be dead in this area at this point. Now we're going for the number 3 tile, which will be right here, back towards the turtles that we killed. And now we're going to go up for number 4, right there. And then number 5 is going to be on the right over here, along with an item. So number 5, there we go. If you mess up the order, just restart. That's all you got to do. Then you got the Pictos right here. Then from here, what we want to do is run and then kind of head back towards the paint cage. And number 6 is going to be just right here next to the purple waterfall looking thing. And number 7 is going to be down the hill. Hold up. Number 7, just down the hill. And then number 8 is actually where the red turtles were. So right there, number 8. And then number 9 is going to be to the left of the door. It's going to be down this way. We can take out this guy as well. I'm just going to regular attack. I don't really need to do much of anything. Just Stendhal for the win. It's enough to kill him outright. And if not, Verso can clean them up. Alright, so with that guy dead, you should be able to look in peace. So what you want to do is find... Hold up, where am I? Where did it put me out at? There it is, number 9. So from the gingerbread door, it's just this way, kind of where that enemy is patrolling. So number 9, and then number 10, you might have spotted it when we went for number 4, but it's over here in this central statue thing, and it's going to be right underneath it. So there we go. Now we have the double buns for CL here. Now we're going to go up the rope. The one that was by the paint cage, the number 2 tile and all. This takes us to the upper level of this same area.
This looks
You can grapple across,
Oh.
then go through the house. And by all means, like, feel free to explore a little bit more. I'm running through it for the sake of time, but this area has a lot of cool stuff packed into it. So feel free to look around and all that. But first thing you want to do is come over to the piano, and then behind it is going to be a weapon. Then you can play the piano if you want. We've gotten so good at piano. It's crazy. Anyways, back to what we were doing. Go out the back porch door, find this gramophone, and you'll find these secret handhelds right here. That's going to lead to some chroma. So across the bridge and right over here.
Good stuff.
And then if you want, you can just drop down onto the boardwalk here. Continue down the path. All right, now we have a bit of a tricky thing. Also, the flag that we rested at is just over here. So if for any reason you need to reset, by all means, rest. I'm going to leave it. Well, yeah, I guess I'll rest here. It's fine. You can also upgrade. So don't worry about the stats. We're going to be completely changing stuff up. Don't worry about it. Just throw it into whatever. Oh my gosh, the day has come. Lune is getting another skill. Let's go. Okay, we're close with the other ones. As far as levels go, I'm at 95, so we're definitely getting close. Only 4 more levels before we pop the platinum officially. Like I said, after this area, you'll most likely be there or very close, and then the bosses for sure will push us over the edge. So yeah, from our grapple point, now you want to head left down this hill path here. And if you follow this down, this actually takes us back to where we fought all the enemies. That's where we got the Pictos up there and all. So we've already done all that. We just kind of went on the low side and then the upper side. But there is this last thing right here, and this is a bit tricky if I'm being honest. So jump like normal on that first one. Then you can do like kind of a running jump. Oh, dang it. All right, they just pushed me right off. So a regular jump, then a running jump. Oh, gosh, I messed it up myself. There we go. All right, and then we can do a final running jump to the end. It's not super difficult, but I don't know. I struggle with it. But there is a Pictos right there you might have spotted earlier. And now we're gonna head back to the water area. So down the hill, you can go this way or back around the flag if you need to rest up, whatever it is. I'm gonna go this way, and you can just avoid the enemies that we already killed. But back to where we dove into the rings here, and now what we're gonna do is go down this hill. So just stick to the left here. We don't need to fight that guy again or anything. You're going to see a flag up ahead. We can go ahead and rest here. This is actually the end of the area, if you believe it or not. Like, this is where we're going to end. That merchant right there, that's the last guy we're going to talk to. And this flag will be our way out, basically. So it's a weird area. The layout of it is kind of bizarre. But come over here, you're going to see these purple otters, and you'll know you're in the right area because you'll have the waterfall and a bunch of toy boats. So pick up the toy boat. And then we're going to go up 1 level, but not to the pool that we dove in. You want to go to the next level up. So back up the hill. The first right, you're going to see the bridge right here. That's how you know you're in the right spot. And then find the father and his 2 sons and talk to them. And just say, I'm in. That's what the toy boat was for. And then just exhaust the dialogue. And you'll get the second cake slice. So there we go. Second piece of cake after we found the toy boat. Nice. And then if you turn to the right over here, there's going to be another hidden hopscotch, but in the water. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That one's pretty simple. And now we got Mael, her top hat. By the way, guys, we're going to be so freaking cool by the end of this. Like, I've said that a lot, but I genuinely mean it. I mean, we're going to look like we're ready for platinum is all I'm trying to say. If you think that we look cool now, dude, Verso's going to be flying by the end of this. Let me just tease you with that. All right. All right. So right here, this guy's lonely. As you can see, he has nobody to seesaw with, and that's just not okay. Let's come up here and talk to him. Say, it looks like fun. Now you want to jump at the last possible second here. Right before he lands, you want to jump. There we go. So if you can time the jump right when the guy's about to land, you want to hit the jump button. If you don't time it right, you're going to fail, and you can just try again and again and again. But it should be about 4 jumps, and you just have to time it right before he touches the seesaw, you jump. It's pretty simple once you understand it, but the window of the timing is a bit, I mean, unforgiving, I would say. So definitely practice that up. And let's see, now we are going to get a revived tent shard over here by this balloon kid. Right there, revived tent shard. Oh, and yeah, then we can break all this kid's balloon. This is kind of mean, I'm not going to lie. This is a bit rough. So they're his balloons. It's, you know, a kid having a good time with his balloons. Take that, kid. So now he's mad, and the only thing we can do really is just to go ahead and finish the job. Somebody break your balloons, kid. And then now you want to say, gonna cry. Make sure you say, gonna cry. And then that'll trigger him into a fight. Yeah, so we literally just break his balloons and then taunt him. This kid is just a little kid, like, dang. All right, we're gonna build Foretell. Just gonna do a regular attack. Nothing that she does really is gonna matter. And then what I want to do is shoot the balloons with Mael here. Okay. All right, we're not going to be able to do much damage here, but Verso's going to clean it up if I can't finish it up. Just keep shooting them. Different balloons do different things. Just shoot any balloon that you're able to. Mael has the Virtuous. I feel like she does more damage, so I like to start with her. But you can do it with any of the characters. But you'll get the Pictos trigger happy. Damn, that was sad. So we did pay him 1,000 to get his balloons back. So he doesn't have them right now. He's just a kid. He doesn't know where to buy stuff at yet. But I'm sure he'll figure it out one of these days. But there we go. We just antagonized the kid for platinum. Yay. Okay, and our next thing is back up towards where we started. We want to start heading back up the hill here. About halfway down. If that flag that I showed you that I said was the end point, that's going to be the lowest part of the hill. And so now what we want to do is start working up the other side back towards our flag that we started at. And over here, you're going to see some handholds. And there is a paint cage. Yeah, right here. So we got the first balloon lollipop thing. Second one right there. And then the third one is going to be behind. There we go. Yay. And so now we can go up the hill, rest up if you need to, in case you hadn't already. But see, now we're done with everything in this side of the area. Yeah, you might not need the rest of the flag. It just depends. But for anyone that skipped the original flag or got hurt by the balloon kid or whatever, you know, make sure we're all just coming into this area with full health. And see, this is the left side. If you were wondering what's down there, it's more visual. But down this way, just keep running down. You're welcome to fight any of these people you see. I'm going to leave them alone. See, this is back where we had the paint cage was right there. So now we're back. So find this crystal cave here, which in gaming is always good news. Always. Crystal cave on Dark Souls. I mean, that'll break a person. Break that jar right there for some chroma. And there's another jar right here.
Oh, lovely.
Nice. And then go up this here. Got a Pictos coming up. Yep, right there.
Nice.
Alternating critical. Another good Pictos. And now we can fight this big boy. Teach him a lesson. Yeah, at this point, if you're around level 95, you don't have to worry about fighting every enemy if you don't want to. I'm just going to buff both of our people, starting with my L, of course. With Fortune Fury. So I got Verso and my L buffed. We'll see if she can one-shot the big guy here with Stendhal. Oh, I mistimed the 30 million. Doesn't matter. Whatever. My L's just built different nowadays. Now we got the two turtles here. I'm going to equally apply burn to hopefully both. Let's see, he's got 10, he's got 12. So I'll regular attack. Let's see, this guy has more health, so I'll do the regular attack on the other guy. Burn damage. Oh, almost. Either way, counter damage. Just parry the rainbows. And there we go. So now back to the pathway you're on. Should be a grapple point right here. There's a flag coming up. Feel free to rest at this flag. If you don't want to have to fight that guy again, just hold off. You can not rest just yet. But at least activate the flag. That way you can fast travel if you do die or something. But you shouldn't have to worry about that. But we have to run back down the same place we just came. So I would hold off on resting just yet. So go to the right up here first on the handhold for a weapon.
Useful.
There we go. Now we can go back to the handhold. And now up the other path. This takes us to a mine boss. So if you die, like I said, you would spawn back at the flag. And worst case, you could just fast travel back to the one we just activated and do it from there. But after we beat this, we have to go back down that other path. So, you know, you shouldn't die to the mime, I imagine, but just in case. This guy's got a Minoko mask finally. So, you know what to do. Buff my L. And then I don't have enough to buff Verso, so I'm just going to regular attack here. Shoot my weapon and all. And now we'll hit Stendhal. Hopefully end this man's life. All right, goodbye. There we go. Got the baguette for Minoko finally. And the weapon that goes with it. It's funny, his the sticks that he carries, you know, if you're wondering, it's baguettes now instead of sticks. So you can put him in the full costume here. Yeah, you see it on the back, it's bread. I don't know. It's pretty cool. The French Bob looks silly as well. But I'm going to leave them all cool stuff like that. For now, at least. And yeah, from here, behind the mime, you can follow this path down. This activates a rope shortcut back to where we fought that big dude. So this is what I was saying. If you have to run past this enemy, you can do that too. Just use your best judgment on health and if you needed to rest or not. But now that we've gotten here, now we can actually officially rest the flag. Level up and all that. Again, hold on to your color of Lumina points at this point. Just keep holding on to all that. We'll use those strategically for different bosses.
No number yet.
Fortune Fury on both. Yeah, you guys know the drill at this point. Bye-bye.
Cut him down.
Now we just shoot until we're out of bullets, attack, and if we don't get them, burn damage will get them most likely. And then, okay, so trying to find where we were. This place gets a bit confusing. I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah, so from the flag right there, what we want to do is head over this way. There's an energy tent shard. There we go. And then now we head back. You can rest the flag again if you would like. Down the rope. Then we have another guy. Same strategy.
Show me what you can do. Tell me in.
There's only one here, so I'm not going to worry about buffing Verso.
This will hurt.
This should be enough with the stun doll.
Fiery.
Yep, there we go. Not a difficult enemy. So from the rope right there, you can head to the left over here. There's another candy jar. Full of color of Lumina points. Now, the path to the left, that's our actual main path. But actually what we want to do is head back here. There's a jar which leads to a secret area. Yeah, so there's our rope, just to make it clear. So yeah, that's the main path. This is the secret path. So go down the secret behind the jar into the mind trippy place here. And we have to get to the end right here, which is another hopscotch puzzle. So take this part slow. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just doing regular jumps, not sprints or anything like that. And there we go. Once you get that, you'll have a double bun for Lune. Now we can head back to the main path here. This is going to take us to a carousel, actually, where we're going to get some sick outfits for our platinum chapter here. This is the ones that I was thinking, but not the ones I was talking about for our final form. This is just, we're going to be even cooler now. Our final form is going to be at the end of this area. That's when you know we mean business. But here's the carousel. Now we want to come to the guy right here. Frappe. Monsieur Frappe. And then say the worm here is you. You can say, sure, why not? Now you need to parry this guy to defeat him. And he's gonna try to psych you out, by the way. So anything you're doing to him isn't really gonna do much of anything. It's all about counter damage. But by all means, try with Stendhal. Oh, if it actually does kill him. It'll get him, like, I don't even think it lets you kill him. I think it has to be, like, you have to, even if you get him down to, like, 1 HP, he still won't die. So right here, he's gonna try to fake us out. See, right there. Oh, that's a fake as well. And that's the final. So it's kind of his third attempt. He has different versions of his attack, by the way. So here's the same one, I believe. Don't fall for it. Oh, and here's the second fake out. Oh, nope, that was the other version. All right. Yeah, he has different versions. Fake out. Got it. The parry window is a bit forgiving. Oh yeah, here's his other one. Don't fall for it. It's when he actually does the two-handed overhead. There we go. Once you get 3 successful parries, you should be able to complete that challenge. He'll give you the feint Pictos, which is, I mean, amazing. It's crazy how good that one is. If you balance it right with draining cleanse and things like that, you can make yourself ridiculously strong. But talk to that guy and challenge him to parry 3 times, get the feint, and you'll be done there. And let's see. Now we got some color Laminas over here. It's in one of these jars. Yep, there it is, the big one. Useful. Colored Lamina. And now head over this way. That's the path out, so don't worry about that just yet. Head over here. There's going to be a healing tent shard in case you didn't have that. And now talk to this little girl, who's a very, very cool gestural. And then say the first option here. Just exhaust all the dialogue, and now go through each character. So I'm just going to start with my L. Do each character. Each one has a different animation. And in case you were wondering if you got to ride the carousel, absolutely. Oh, my L can't handle it. Oh, no. Typical kids. All right, next on the line, go down to Verso. He's kind of like, this was really cool when I was a kid. Now it's just kind of, you know, it's a thing. Next up, we got Lune, who's going to take things a little too serious. Okay, it's not a competition, Lune. Yeah, and then there's some lore on her. Next up, we got CL. Minoko's the coolest one, by the way. CL's probably the most normal. And finally, we have Minoko, who's going to give a different meaning to riding the ride. Is he riding it, or is the ride riding him? Just crying profusely. All right. And then after all of the outfits have been rewarded and you've rode with everybody, you'll get the full birthday cake, the third and final piece. So there we go. Now, if you're wondering, everybody has Esquier's outfit. So you can rock that if you want. Do the double bun that we've been unlocking. I'm going to leave Verso like that. I think he deserves that look. Do the double bun. Yeah, that feels right. Look at that squad. Verso's the leader, but everybody else, my goodness. Okay, all right, so now after riding everybody, we want to go fight a Chroma boss, which actually has a specific weapon tied to it. Let's see, so find the main door, and then it's going to be the path down this way. So right here, this is the Chroma version of the wheel enemy. Yeah, instead of Machinapeds, I call him just the wheel boss. So take this one a little bit more serious. So we're going to buff Fortune Fury on Mael and, of course, Verso. And then come out the gate swinging. Hopefully do big damage here. All right, well, there we go. So it has 8 million damage. It's not crazy strong, but it works the same as the other bosses, the other enemies that we fought. But it's not too bad. Plus, if you die, I mean, that flag's not too far away. You can always retry. But yeah, you'll get a bunch of stuff there, the weapon and a bunch of rewards and whatnot. So get that. Now, out the main door. Damn, this guy's getting it. What's your name, sir? Oh, he's half baked. All right, that makes way more sense. All right, we'll leave him be. So now out into the bright world once again. We're at the bottom of the hill now. Look at all the SKAs. There's a lot of lore for SKA here. If you're interested in talking to all the different gestrels and stuff, you can find out a lot of cool stuff about him. Also, the finale of this area will give you even more lore. If you missed it on the last chapter, I was saying this is Verso's world, obviously. It's Verso's drafts, and it's what he came up with when he was a kid. So this is pretty much everything like an 8-year-old would dream of doing.
Show me what you can do.
So I buffed everybody, but it's not going to really matter. I think Stendhal is going to clean this guy up nice and easy. Boom. All right, so after we take out that guy, there's a thing of Chroma right there. Now it's time for another boss. So from the main doors we exited, head this way towards the drums. There's going to be a rope you'll see. This leads us down to another boss here and a weapon. Yeah, the music's a little bit more intense, but now we have the Chroma version of this guy. And if you want, just by the way, you can just pick up the weapon and dip. It's up to you. Obviously, we need to get to level 99 regardless, so the more big enemies you take down, the better.
I'm here.
The smaller ones you probably don't really need at this point, but the bosses are definitely worth taking out. Fortune Fury on both. Stendhal. See what we get out of this Stendhal. And goodbye. We might be too strong now at this point. We just did 35 million damage to that guy. That wasn't needed. All right, so make sure you kill the boss there and pick up the weapon whenever you're done. Now we can head back up the rope. Our time here is done. Okay. Now the guys wandering around, you're welcome to leave them, fight them, whatever you want to do. But head over this way. You're going to see the train car. It's got a turtle guy in there. Guarding our item, our color of Lamina.
I'm back.
Just gonna buff everybody here.
Show me what you can do. Time to hit big.
One down. Another 35 mil of damage. Insane. Swift stride to get my Virtuous back in case I need it. Put some burn damage on him. Burn damage on him. And then I'll base attack whoever has more health. And then hopefully they both die at this point. Yep. Verso's there to always take out the trash. Grab the color of Lamina here.
Lovely.
Now, head back towards this guy. You're going to see another candy jar. This is the hill that we were at earlier. So another color of Lamina. So yeah, if we went up there, that's where the crystal cave entrance is up there, in case you're turned around or anything like that. But grab the color of Lamina in that jar. And then we have this guy over here. This guy has a weapon. He's a little bit more fancy than the other ones. This is the Chromatic Lollipop King. We've gotten the chromatic version of everybody else. Now it's time for this guy.
Show me what you can do. The dance begins.
All right, Chromatic Lollipop. Check out this Stun Dog. Oh, I think he liked it. There we go. We got the Lollipop weapon for CL. That's a pretty good weapon. Pretty good. Now, head back around this way. Find the blocks. It's going to be a color of Lamina right there.
An advantage.
And we can take out this guy. Why not? That way, if you fall, it's not going to lead you into enemies or anything.
A phoenix. Show me what
Oh, I did not mean to buff myself, but fair enough. I'll buff my L.
Show me what you can do. Time to hit big.
Do it on the big guy here. Alright, he's no longer here with us.
Let's spill some.
This guy's on fire, so I can swift stride to get back into Virtuous if needed.
Time to end this.
Alright, Verso, I know you're not buffed, but let's apply as much burn damage as possible. That should be enough. Yep. Okay. So now, turn around, find these blocks. We actually have a couple things to do here. This leads us to a couple items and a secret guy. Just climb the blocks. Take it slow. It's an obstacle course. All right, then jump up to this thing right here. The caterpillar. Get across there. And then you can reach this little checkpoint here, basically, and continue. All right, so now we're going to drop down. Oh, I almost missed that. Do a running jump to the blue one. Regular jump to the red, running jump to the blue. Now you want to do another running jump. Grab the ledge like I did if you end up messing up a little bit. Then take it nice and slow over to here. And then out this way. Actually, you know what? No. Yeah, well, I'll do that last, actually, in case you miss it. I just thought about how annoying that would be if you missed. All right, yeah, just save that item. That'll be our thing we grab at the end. That way, if you fall after getting it, you're good to go. So run this way. And then up the handhold. Find the grapple. Yeah, this guy's tucked back here. Now we got the Chromatic Turtle. It's the last Chroma boss.
Show me what you can do.
Got my buffs this time. Come on, 4 for 4. Yeah! 4 for 4 on the Stendals on the Chroma bosses. That's another pretty decent weapon as well. So take out the Chroma Turtle guy for the rewards. And now we got to go back for that item, if you remember. Drop down on this right side here. And then basically play it safe. Just try to jump softly. You still have to kind of risk it, but it's not that bad. That's what I was worried about. I'd rather only give you 1 jump scare here instead of 2 if we had gotten this item and had to do it on the way back and there. So just do a nice running jump across and you'll have this Pictos. That's a really good Pictos as well. All right, now drop down. Feel free to kill that guy if you want. This is back where we started climbing the blocks. It's crazy how much items they packed into this small little area. There's that flag I said we would end at. But now over here by this waterfall is another thing of Chroma.
Well,
10K.
that will help.
And now we have the merchant here. So if you want, you can rest at the flag, get your health back up. Miles' health is probably half if you're following my stuff. Just rest, and now we got to fight him and then buy him. And he has a lot of items, so you don't have to buy everything. But there are a number of things that you might want to come back for eventually and stuff like that. Like the some of the Pictos and whatnot are crazy. So just remember this guy. Of course, choose whoever's your highest level at this point. Just, you know, put them towards your XP. I'm assuming it's going to be Mael. And of course, Stendal. He never stood a chance, did he? Okay, so now this guy has a whole bunch of SKA outfits that you might want to grab. Color of Laminas, and then also a weapon. I would ignore the weapon. We don't really need that at all. What I would focus on is getting the Pictos. And then if you need any of the upgrades, by all means, but you shouldn't really need that at this point. But get the Pictos first and foremost, and then you can get the Color of Laminas, and then get this, all the SK outfits if you want. That'll match our bottoms that we have on. And then from there, if you have extra stuff, by all means, go after the weapon and whatever. So that'd be the order. But I would say prioritize AP discount and consuming attack next. But AP, I would do it. I would do consuming and then AP would be my order that I would recommend. But both of these are really good, and we most likely will be using that in our builds. I'm going to give you a couple options on the builds later, but there is a few builds that use these, so you might want to pick up both or save up or whatever. But you should have enough money at this point to buy both, I assume. Given like I'm at 2 million, so I'm assuming you're going to be somewhere in the same ballpark. Because I've bought everything pretty much at this point. So, anyways, buy all the stuff that you want. Can throw on our outfits real quick. There we go. Give her a crown. Give her a crown. Verso, you're going to stay the same. She gets the braided look. And then SK gets a cool little... I guess he is SK now, but Minoko gets the wild hairdo style. Look at that. That's a wild mane. Okay, back to the flag, rest up. We can upgrade as well. Again, just put it into whatever. Level 96, only 3 more levels to go, and then we pop the final trophy. Wow, we're dangerously close. As far as the color of Luminas, I'm at 109. We want to just hang on to those, okay? As many as you got, just hang on to them. Okay. Now what we want to do is head back up the hill to the gingerbread guy that we have the cake for. We have finished the cake. So you can just zigzag all these base enemies. We've already killed their bosses. Nothing to worry about for those guys. Also, look at this messed up Thomas the Tank Engine. Clearly an inspiration, right? So off for the cake, of course. Okay, now head down. And then drop to the right over here. There's a color of Lumina.
Oh, lovely.
We can go back up to the platform here. Go on this far left side if you want to avoid fighting.
Well,
Grandiose Chroma Catalyst. And you're probably going to have to fight these guys, but that's okay. You can fight all of them if you want. I'm trying to hurry through because we have multiple boss fights and they all take a long time, so I'm trying to save as much time as I can. It's going to be another long chapter, though.
Show me what you can do.
So I'm going to Stendhal the large guy here. I don't want him getting any ideas. Then I can Swift Stride on the other enemy. Same plan here, stack burn on both. And then base attack whoever has more health. Oops. Looks like I countered it. And the burn damage will take out the other guy. Hopefully both of them. I got kind of unlucky on the burn RNG there, but either way, those aren't terrible hard enemies there. And whenever you get over here, let's see. Yes, board the train. It's going to be a pretty short track here, so hold on tight. Oh, thank God we landed that. I was almost worried we were going to die there. All right, flag right here. Then we got this guy over here. The turtle wheel. You have to kill him, by the way. But you already know the direction we're going. Should make light work of this guy. So buff our 2 players and Stendhal and hope for the best. If not, Verso's there to help us out. And perfect. We're just too strong now. But that Pictos right there is another ridiculously good Pictos, a Frenzy. So grab that off the boss, and then by doing so, it also spawns in the other train right here. So feel free to rest at the flag if needed. And let's see. Yes, now board the other train. Hold on tight once again. Oh no, that track. Oh, okay. Well, this is a crazy area, right? This might be my favorite interaction in the game. It's definitely up there. This is so stupid, but I love it. All right, so check this out. Talk to this guy. Hey, I'm at the biggest hurdle of my life. I'm in desperate need of help. This door. Can't seem to find a way to open it. There's no locks or handles and only the dreadful eyes. I've been examining it forever now. Please help. Then you go over to the door, right? It just opens. Then you go back. How'd you open the door? I just pushed it open. Then we just shattered his mind. He just stopped thinking entirely. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Anyways, that's how you open the door. You just gotta push sometimes. And okay, now that we've completed the area, go ahead and rest at our flag here. Time to head to the final boss, which is actually pretty difficult, if I'm being honest. It can be a bit challenging. Just gonna quickly level up here, rest up. There we go. And then head this way up to the giant SKA head. This is easily the coolest boss in the whole game, but also a bit tricky because you can only do 1 damage every time. Unless you do it perfectly, in which case then good for you. But I'm assuming most of you are gonna get hit at least once. And which point, if you get hit, he stacks a new effect on you that makes it to where you can only do 1 damage per attack, no matter what you're doing. So all of our damage has to come from the bullets or counter damage. But he's a tough boss. This is SKA's nemesis, by the way. Francois is like his best friend, even though they beef with each other. But this is like his actual nemesis. So take the train over here, of course. Then through the SKA portal. The root of all evil. Look how sick this arena is. The cutscene for this is awesome as well. If you'll take note, this actually looks very similar to SKA's place. If you remember the steps up to his throne. This is a very similar design.
Well, you remember how to summon him?
I think I do.
All right, so rested our flag here. Yeah, this is a tricky boss. Nothing to collect here, just enjoy the cutscene and then get ready to fight.
We are the warriors of legend. We are here to challenge the dastardly Obscur, most villainous of all villains.
You have so many new titles.
But why were you upside down in the water? Holding my breath. For as long as possible, my Striker is 5,000 years. Good job. Mine is 6,000 years.
Oscio, it is you who shall be annihilated. Prepare to do battle.
That's a thumbnail if I've ever seen one. All right, phase 1 is kind of a walk in the park. Phase 1 and 2 have the same exact attacks, and phase 1 you have a pretty good chance of just wiping him out in one attack. But if not, you'll have to finish him off. He does not do the Barba Papa effect to make it to where you can only do 1 damage on phase 1. So it's just going to be a regular, normal fight. Nothing crazy here. It's a good opportunity to learn his attacks. But hopefully you get the ability where you just beat him on the phase 1 with our Stendhal. But buff both of our players here with Fortune Fury. Now you have a 50-50 if you destroy his entire health bar here. Okay, I got the good one there. It'll either do that or about half of this health bar. Like I said, just counter, do your normal attacks to finish off phase 1. Phase 2 is where it really matters. And like I said, both phases have the same exact attacks. It's one of those fights where all 5 are a bit tricky to figure out. But once you get it, it's easy. It's just the same 5 attacks over and over. This is going to be 2 rapid counters. So 1, 2, and then 2 slow ones. There we go. This one's quick. 1, 1, and then 1, 2, 3. And then 6. And then 1 final one. So it's 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 6, and then 1 slow one. This one's 3 and 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1 final. Now this one's really tricky. It's really fast. And then it's all of them, and then back again. 5. That one's tough. So there we go. I finally got hit. I got Barba Papa on me. Now I can only do 1 damage with my base attacks and all. So it's going to come down to CL is going to die for us to give us shields if needed. Verso is going to be the guy that does all the damage. Mael is here to revive CL and just assist Verso. However, if you lose the effect of Barba Papa, then by all means go in with your biggest attack and try to make the most of it. But burn damage, counter damage are going to be the 2 biggest things we kill him with.
Time to strike.
And on the very last effect, he's going to do a world-ending attack, which you have to gradient counter at just the right time. Otherwise, the boss fight's over, and you fail. But more on that when we get down to the end of the fight. For now, just focus on parrying and shooting and all. So CL's going to lose her Barba Papa. There we go. That's what I get for not looking at the screen. And the gradient counter here at the end. That one's an interesting attack.
Time to hit big.
Yep, see, we're just going to shoot, get the damage, and then just base attack. And on Mael's second turn, you can decide to revive CL, or vice versa. If Mael dies, then you can use CL to revive Mael, and all of that. But Verso's the guy we want to keep alive at all costs, and try to raise his rank to 8, A or S. Either one will do just fine. Right there, you start to get big burn damage. There's the burn and the counter back to back. As you can see, it's doing big damage. Yeah, we've seen all the attacks at this point, outside of his final world-ending attack.
Or never.
Yeah, the better you do on parrying, then obviously it can be a very quick fight. If you never get Barba Papa on you, then this fight can be over in no time.
Try me.
That one's 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 6, and then one final one. Okay, just to remind you. Okay, I still have Barba Papa on. One more turn for my L. This should get rid of my effect on Verso with the double attack. Yep, there we go.
Bring it on.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to mess it up. Oh my gosh, I locked in. Generational lock-in right there.
Just try it.
Come on. I just need to make it over to Verso or somebody. Let's see, my L is coming up next. It won't really matter because she still has Barba Papa on. I'm going to buff Verso and then use my remaining points just to shoot at him. And I'm going to shoot a little bit just to get enough when I attack him. I'll get some back. There we go. And now I have no effect on me, so now I can hit whatever my best ability is. If you still have Barba Papa, obviously just keep doing the same method of shooting and all. Double damage, I like this. This might be it. Okay, get ready. It's a gradient counter. Watch the orb. I'm gonna call that exactly when I click it. It's when the orb starts to move downward. So ready? Watch the orb. And now. Right as it moves down, you want to click gradient counter, and that will stop his attack. If you fail it, you got to start all the way back over. Here we go. Enjoy the cutscene now.
I am the most powerful being in the world. I cannot be defeated by hooligans.
Hooligans. I see you're friends with Francois.
What? Never. He's a Nesquik lover.
Do not underestimate these hooligans. We, hooligans, have surprised many a foe. Shall we?
Finally.
If you don't mind, we'll handle this adventure.
Here we go.
You're all little babies. Verso, mon ami, prepare to be hugged.
Time to end this.
You will never be a good musician.
Let's call the pot.
You had no choice but to pay. Again. But I'll catch you next time.
Verso?
Kids have quite the imagination, huh?
Yeah. They do.
Au revoir, Obscur. Thank you for the fun adventure.
That was fun. I'm glad I got to experience that for myself. Thank you.
All right, everybody, we got wooed, and now we are looking like we are so ready for platinum, except we got to get the rest of the gang on board here. But look at Verso, he can fly now. He has rainbows and gold coins. My man is ready for that platinum trophy. It's pretty crazy, but come back to the flag. There's a new merchant that will be over here. Just talk to him if that's what you consider talking, just dots. And now you can buy the full outfit for everybody. Verso's the only one that flies, though. I mean, other than, obviously, Lune, but in a different way. But they all have a unique version of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy it because I don't need anything else in this game. Obviously, this is not the priority. But by all means, buy the outfit if you so desire. And I think this is going to get our squad looking like we're ready to pop platinum. We got the platinum blue on and everything. We're punk rock going into the tower bosses. We're going to need the extra bit of confidence here. Nothing says I'm ready to kick ass like punk rock people. All right, there we go. Look at that squad of platinum hunters. Crazy. And of course, rest up and upgrade. Still level 96, will be 97 before long. Ah, we're closing in. We're closing in. And then from the flag here, you can just go back to the continent. And that is Verso's Drafts. Pretty cool area. Has a lot of good items, weapons, all of that. Definitely a fun area. Not meant to be too difficult. Obviously, the Oskio boss is a bit challenging compared to the rest of the bosses, but I think it's a fun area. It was a DLC area. It gives a lot of backstory on Eskia as well, so that's pretty cool for anybody that likes the lore. You're welcome to talk to all the different people and whatnot.
Flash through the sky.
Endless Tower. Back to this nightmare. This is where our journey ends, basically. This is the end of the road here. So rest of the flag, and now let's get prepared for the next boss. Okay, so I have set up Verso slightly different. Mael and CL are the exact same here. Nothing changed with them. But with Verso here, I've swapped out our Pictos. I put on Combo Attack 2. I left Double Burn and Confident Fighter from where we left off before. But I just made that the new Pictos there. And then as far as Luminous, I've changed it up here just slightly, just a few extras here. I took off a few and then replaced them. So here's the full list. Try to get as close as you can. I'm gonna go through them just so you have the priority ones. That way, if you can't match my exact amount, you can at least know what's important here. Mainly, you're trying to stack burn damage and also anything that rewards you with AP. So going through it, we want as much of the counter damage as possible. You could take off augmented first strike. That's not that needed, but it is nice if you can get it. But if you need to sacrifice one, you could sacrifice that. You could, let's see, I would keep these if you can. So all the break ones you want to keep just in case this boss goes into dark mode, you can still do that. I would say up to this point, the only thing so far is augmented first strike that I would sacrifice out of these first few. After that, you definitely would like to have cheater, but it's not necessarily required, but it does help us stack even more burn damage because we get to go twice in a row. But that being said, it's not that needed, but if you can get it, I absolutely would recommend doing that. I have combo attack 1 and 2. If you're able to get 3, then definitely put combo attack 3 on as well. I just don't have enough Lumina at the moment for Verso, and I'm trying to save our other Lumina points for the other bosses. But at this point, I would say critical break, all of that, that's all good. Double mark is nice, but it's not needed. So if you need a lot of luminous points, that's 20 that you could sacrifice for this boss. It's just extra nice. Keep all the parry stuff, the energizing start 1 and 2. I took off 3 and 4, but if you're able to have energizing start 3 and 4 as well, then definitely do that. Everything is pretty good. You could take off gradient fighter if you need points. That one's not that needed. Let's see. Last stand critical, not that needed as well. It's nice, but it's not really needed. But if you have extra points, by all means, run that. Let's see. And then after that, all of these are pretty good. I suppose you could take off roulette if you wanted, but it's nice to have. But hopefully that gives you guys an idea of just what's needed versus what's not. But there you go. That's the full list. And I didn't change anything about his skills or anything. Just I swapped the Pictos and added the Lumina, and that's it. And from our flag, we can head to our canvas here. This boss has 23 million damage on each health bar. There's 5 health bars. There's 2 modes. There's light and dark. It's the Chromatic Lampmaster, so it's the ultimate version of him. Okay, Verso, buddy. He is feeling his new outfit. My goodness, look at him. Yeah, let's get it. But there's light and dark mode. Light is easier to see the attacks. The downside being that he has lanterns that can attack you in between his attacks. And that's kind of that. But the advantage you get for it being a little bit more tricky is that you can actually attack him. Whereas in dark mode, he dodges all your attacks. So you have to inevitably shoot him or rely on burn damage, things like that. And it can be a little bit trickier. But the good part is that you don't have to deal with the lanterns. And then also it is harder to see the attacks for some of the attacks. So it's kind of balanced on both ends of his modes. Light and dark mode, 5 health bars. And let's get in there and I'll explain the rest of it. He has 3 melee attacks. One's an overhead attack that's always fast. It's going to be the flying attack. And you'll see him with his sword above his head before he even attacks you. That's how you know it's a straight down, very quick attack. Every melee attack he does always has 3 hits. There is one with 4, but it's very obvious when the 4th hit is coming. He'll like fly all the way back where he started, and then he runs back at you with the 4th attack. But it's always like 3. You can just kind of keep that in mind. And one of the melees is overhead and quick. One is slow and to the side, and then there's a really quick one to the side. But they all are about the same time window. Just wait for him to start moving, and that's your parry window. The lanterns are on a 1, 2, 3, 4 count, so it's a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's the timing on the lanterns. And other than that, yeah, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. So let's go about this. It's a little bit lengthier of a fight. We're gonna make the other 2 bosses a little bit shorter. This one, you just kind of have to get through it. We just don't have the amount of Lumina points to like really burn through his attack, but it's not that bad actually. It's only gonna be about 15-20 minutes, I would say. So yeah, his lantern's behind him. You want to make sure you're always aware of your pattern, because sometimes he'll cover up the lanterns and you won't be able to see what it is. So always know, okay, I've got 1, 2, the 3rd one is out, and 4. Now I would suggest, to make it easy for the parry windows and stuff, to always make whatever lanterns are active consecutive. Never have a gap. Like I don't want 1, 3 or 2 and 4 or 1, 2, 4. I always want just 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2 or whatever. So find the pattern that you find easy, but I find that to be a little bit better, whether it's the first couple or the last couple. But that way you know, okay, like for example, it's going to be parry his attack and then immediately 1, 2. And then parry his attack, 1, 2. Or if it was the end, to be parry, wait, 2, 3, immediately back into parry. So it's always like in a row. I like that a lot better, and you might prefer that. Now this first health bar, we're gonna almost guarantee success here. So I would buff Mael guaranteed, but you should be able to buff both. But definitely buff Mael with Fortune Fury. And then her first attack is most likely gonna just end phase 1 with our current setup. Yep, there we go. It's almost guaranteed. It's like 9 out of 10 times she's gonna end phase 1. So you can always reset if you want, but it's very common that she ends phase 1 like that with Stendhal, with all the first strikes and the first defense and all that stuff, the inverted, all of that's gonna add up on that first attack and basically just destroy his health bar. So you'll see one of the purple lanterns has now extinguished. That represents his life. So now we're down to 4 lanterns. So we have 4 health bars left. Our pattern is still the first 2, so let's continue on. Just gonna regular attack there. Oh, I did the wrong parry window. I messed up the parry window. It's all good. All right, there's our new pattern. Obviously, I hate that, so I'm gonna go extinguish that one once again. And with Verso, we want to start building up burn damage. So shoot and base attack. This burn damage is gonna start really coming in clutch. This is why having Cheater as Illumina is great, because now I get to go twice and stack the burn even higher. Always wait for him to start like the quick little turns, and that's how you know he's about to hit you with his sword. Like right when he starts moving quick, that's your parry window. And then this is the one with the 4. So it's the overhead attack, the flying attack, that is the four attacks. All 3 of his attacks are pretty easy to figure out. Like it doesn't take you very long to get the timing window down. So I'm missing the second lantern, so I'm gonna extinguish the first one. That way we just have 2 at the end. Never extinguish all of them. That'll send them right into dark mode. We want to stay in light mode as long as we can. All right, so I'm gonna buff the squad here. Since Mael's not in Virtuous, I don't really care about buffing her as much. But if you want, you can. But otherwise, I think it's better just to shoot with Mael if you can't buff her. Because she's still going to do a decent amount of damage with regular Virtuous stance. And since Verso's going to keep the boss in burn mode always, we can always get into Virtuous with Stendhal and Switch Stride and all. Let's see, she's doing fine damage-wise. There we go. Just always have the 1, 2, 3, 4 in your head for the lanterns. Yikes. Oh, yeah. That's why I hate the weird lanterns. That was on me.
Let's gamble.
All right, so clearly we're gonna... Actually, I'm gonna shoot my stuff here real quick. I want to extinguish one of them. I'm gonna revive. That's my last death of this boss. For sure, guaranteed. I'm a buff Verso because he's coming in at low rank, so I'm gonna at least let him do more damage. 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Oh, fuck. Ugh! Why did I die, guys? Why'd you let me die? That wasn't a death, actually. That was a power nap. Just a power nap. Mael's doing a strategic power nap. Nothing to judge her about. Okay, let's actually... Yeah, I'll just revive. I want to stack the burn damage, though. So I need to do a base attack here. Here we go.
Blades sharpen. Time to hit.
You could also use Mael's skill. I think it's Last Chance, I think it's called. It lowers her health to 1 and then switches her to Virtuous. And since you're a one-shot anyways, you could use that skill as well to get into Virtuous. But since we have the burn damage, we might as well just do Swift Stride. But just pointing it out that is another option. And I build up my Gradient charges to give Verso Angel Eyes. That's what I'm using, the Gradient. But we need to get it level 3 for that.
Void takes everything.
But that allows him to revive himself if he dies, which is nice. And also, ideally, I'd like CL to die. That way, Verso and Mael get shields. Oh, Mael, we've had better damage before. That's not a bad pattern. All right, I'm gonna buff the squad again. Building up that Gradient charge there. There we go. Almost had it. If he's gonna attack CL, I'm gonna let her die. I wanted everybody to get shields. That was a strategic death, everybody. I don't like this pattern that much, but it's okay. But I'm not a big fan of that one. Okay, now let's see. I'm gonna Swift Stride. We're up to level 3 Gradient, so we can wait to use that with Verso. And then I guess Stendhal. This might end the fight here. Yep, there we go. That's next health bar down. 3 more. All right, so of course I need to use all of my stuff here. And then I'm gonna hit my Gradient, Angel Eyes. That way it gives us a revive if I die. And it does a decent amount of damage. I've gotten up to like 3 or 4 million with that as well. It's just kind of random. And then I'll revive.
I'm back.
There we go. And parry. Oh my gosh, I'm so off. Yeah, I messed up that very first one. It throws you off so much. Not my best turn sequence. Nice. Okay, now he's taking us into dark mode. And first steps first, extinguish all lanterns. Now you don't have to deal with the lanterns at all. You're welcome to keep them, but it doesn't matter. Before in light mode, if you extinguish it, it immediately puts you in dark mode. But now that we're in dark mode, there's no sense in having the lanterns. And now at this point, he's gonna dodge every attack. I mean, there is a low chance you can hit your attack, but it's very low. The only way to get back into light mode is to break him. So CL's good for that with her base attack. Verso's good with that. But yeah, really, it's just gonna have to be RNG, and you know, after every turn, I'm basically gonna do this and shoot, and then I'll base attack, hope for the best. Eventually, you're gonna hit a break bar, and it'll send you back into light mode. In which case, you just want to try to stay in that as long as possible. But given our current situation, I'm gonna revive. Just get as much damage as I can in between. So no more lanterns. Wait for his arms to go outward. That third one's always a little bit longer delay. Now dark mode takes longer to kill, but that's where burn damage comes in. And counter damage. Which fortunately for us, our build is all set up for that. And every time he brings on lanterns, you just snuff them back out. Just bye-bye lantern. Also, the one he's holding, you can always hit that, and it'll do a little bit more damage whenever it's out. So yeah, I can't really do anything. You just have to shoot him. Oh, we got lucky. Nice. He dodged that. He's stunned. How is he dodging? He dodged my Swift Stride. All right, dodge my Stendhal. I swear, if he dodges this, he's probably going to. Yep. It is worth trying sometimes, because if you do hit it, it's good. Come on, one of these hit. Nope. Sun attack is the 2 light sword throws. Wait till he's actually spinning his sword at you. And then, oh, he took us into darkness again. That's unfortunate. It would have, it's like he can bring you back to light mode. It's not guaranteed, but unfortunate. But I think since we got lucky on the break bars so early, it's probably, because it's supposed to go to dark mode for like health 3, the 3rd health bar and the 4th health bar. But I think because I got lucky on the break, it's just like, no, you're staying in dark mode. Anyways, that other attack you saw, that's the new one in dark mode. It's 2 light swords, and then the parry window on that big blue attack is when he goes downward. After that, you're good. There is one other crazy AoE, which we'll face it when we get there, but it's going to be the catapult orb attack, and it's pretty wild. It's not hard to parry, but it's definitely a wild-looking attack. It might catch you off guard. That one has 4 as well. It's the slam at the very end. Yeah, dark mode's like similar, but just slightly different. Ah. And you can use CL to buff Verso on his shots if you want. Nice counter damage. Yeah, I won't be having that, sir. That's going to go ahead and just never be turned on. All right, so ready. It's ready and parry. And parry. And then it's on the way down. There we go. That one's pretty easy to parry. I know it's hard to see, but you just watch the sword. Going back into dark mode. We weren't already there. That one you just have to kind of watch his movement. Verso's got that counter damage on lock with the S rank. Counter and burn are how we get through dark mode. This fight just takes longer because it's slow on these parts. But the other fights are all 1 health bar, and they have a lot of health, but you can get through it quicker. Ooh, I landed a damage right there. Nice. Big counter damage. Almost to this health bar. All right, Mael, you know what to do. Down. There we go. That's that health bar dead. On to the next. It's even darker. Wait, Verso hasn't gotten lucky at all with his base attack. Man, one of these days. Okay, here comes the crazy attack. It's actually not that bad. Wait for the catapults. It's gonna get faster. And then after it's over, jump, and now dodge the black orb. You have to kind of just feel it out. Ready, and parry. You can kind of see it just barely as it crosses the screen, but it's right before it hits you as you parry. It is definitely difficult. Oh no. I couldn't dodge that because I was stunned. But our Angel Eyes took care of the problem. Oh, we broke him. Another chance to go into light mode. Let's go. I didn't mean to use a skill there. We're back into light mode, everybody. Let's go. Back to plan A of burn damage. Yeah, see how I mean? Like, the break damage has a chance to go back into light. I think that third health bar just wants you to be in dark mode, though. But now that we're in the fourth one, it's... Oh, I parried way too early. No. That's unfortunate. I don't mind that order. Let's see. I can't Stendhal, so I might as well just shoot. And I'll get Verso back up with CL. Okay, now you can actually see the catapult attack here. So ready and parry. And then we do the jump counter. Grab out the lanterns. And parry. So that's what the orb looks like. Okay, now I'm gonna get rid of that crap. Leave the one though. And then, let's see. Need to revive first, that would help. I'm gonna lower it to 5, and then I can use the remaining to buff Verso to help him get back up on his rank bar after dying. Unfortunately, he took us in dark mode. Is what it is. Give me 1 second, though. I gotta answer my phone. Okay, back to it. We had just gotten into light mode, too. Maybe I'll get lucky with the break meter. I need to extinguish that lantern, by the way. No, I don't believe you'll be getting these. Ah, I didn't get a break. This one's easy, though. Nice. Should be doing more damage now at this point, now that his health is lowered. Actually, I'm going to buff Verso real quick. Let his shots do a little bit more. Here comes the catapult. Okay, I just guess I didn't jump, apparently. You knock that off. You don't get lanterns. Oh, let's go. Back into light mode. Let's go. Actually, I'm going to choose to stack burn damage and then revive with CL. I'm pretty sure I can survive. Actually, hang on. I'm at full AP, so I actually want to get as much as I can here. And then now I can revive. Nice. Not the horrible pattern, but not great either. That'll be the last health bar here. One more. Here we go. This is the last health bar. Apply everything that we've learned. I highly doubt I get to level 3 gradient again, so I'm just going to hit Sabotage. Sometimes you'll get lucky. It'll do a pretty good amount of damage. Oh, no, not the catapult attack. No. Oh, my gosh. I totally forgot about the lanterns. Was not expecting that. It's okay. It's okay. Verso's taking a power nap. That's all that is. Mael's gonna hit a nice big old Stendhal that we've been waiting to do for a while. Okay, Mael, come on. At least a mill. The A team is falling apart. Alright, well, I'm just gonna have to full send here. Wake up the squad from our power nap. That's it. That's the last time I die. Perfect execution. That was the last. That was a strategic death, guys. That was not intentional. But I'll take it. That was a nice strategic shield death. I like dark mode, actually. Actually, really prefer dark mode, actually. That was all strategic. Get rid of those nasty lanterns. Now, Verso might be able to land an attack. No. Not even one. Come on. Yes! Verso did it. Back into light mode. We control you now, Mr. Boss. Alright, I'm gonna risk it and try to hit a nice Stendhal. Ooh, that was huge. Alright, cannot mess up here. God. Yeah, it's right before that orb hits you is when you parry. Well, that is just a nasty pattern. I'm gonna get rid of that. There we go. Stack as much burn damage here as I can. Revive CL. That way, if she dies again, my L gets shields. And also, we have one extra person to not die. He's getting desperate. This could be it. This could be it. Everybody hold your breath. That's it. It's got to be it. Just have to survive his bullshit. Oh my gosh, I thought the second one was lit up. It's okay, whatever. One of us survived. That's all that matters. Oh no, he feels threatened. Enjoy the cutscene. Yeah, you're probably wondering, when the fuck did they get that attack? That's what I was wondering. Why couldn't we do that attack? There we go, got first life. Very good Pictos. Bunch of color of Luminas. Interesting, interesting. Go ahead and rest up, revive, all that. Put this into whatever really, I just might. We're going to be respecking here soon enough. So it really doesn't matter what you put it in. There we go. And we are level 97 with our characters. Only 2 more before we pop plat. Very exciting day. Not quite. I'm 2 points away. That's... I want one of these characters to max out before we're done. As far as Lumina points, I have 140, which is pretty great. I'm going to continue to hold on to those. And I might use a few of them for our next boss, depending on our build. I'll have to see what I can make work here with what I've written down. But anyways, yeah, I'll set up for the next fight at this point. What we're doing now is preparing for that canvas, which is Clea Unleashed. If you guys remember fighting Clea in the Flying Manor, this one is a much harder version. However, I found a solid build that I'm pretty proud of that's going to start applying crazy parry damage. It's going to require you to be perfect with parries. Perfect, I mean, absolutely perfect. But it won't last very long. And that being said, I've also got an alternative build that I'm very proud of that will stun lock her forever. If you guys are familiar with this game, there was builds when it first came out that basically utilized that, but it did a lot more damage between the parries, or between the stuns. However, that's kind of been nerfed. They've taken some of the Pictos, like auto death and things, and like fixed it to where you can't exploit it against these bosses. So a lot of the videos you see out there now either are in like New Game +3, where every character has 600 Lumina points, and of course you can body the bosses that way because you have every Pictos on. But in new games, since you're so low on Pictos and Lumina and all that, you can't really exploit the builds that people use to one-shot or do crazy damage to the boss. So the challenge lies, like, how do you do a lot of damage with the Pictos that they gave us after the patches, after all the nerfs, all the weapon adjustments, things like that. And so a lot of the builds out there are kind of dated. And so this is, I would say, the most current method for like average players, like, you know, somebody who hasn't farmed Lumina points, you know, because you can sit there and farm Lumina points, but that would take hours and hours and hours. So this build, I would recommend, there's 2 versions. There's going to be the really, really long version, but it's very safe. You'll never let the boss even attack you, but it does very little damage. So you're going to have to just sit there for about 30-40 minutes doing the same thing until eventually you kill her. But it is very safe. Or you can learn her attacks and have perfect parries. However, it'll only take about 5 minutes. And so that's the difference. So I'm going to give you both versions. We're going to set up depending on the version you want, and I'm going to get prepped for that. The next thing that we're going to do is farm up our Pictos that we haven't leveled up. If you've leveled up everything, then obviously ignore me. But at this point, I'm going to show you guys the Pictos I want to level up, and we're going to do 2 sets of farming. It's not going to take more than 5 minutes. So charging alteration, charging attack, charging mark. On our next person, AP discount, alternating critical, and frenzy. It doesn't matter who it's on. I'm just telling you the Pictos that I'm leveling up. And then our other one is going to be first life, charging critical, and charging burn. So those are the 9 different Pictos that I want to level up right this second. And then I'm going to set up the next set of Pictos that I will level up. And after 2 farming runs, we should be ready to go. I want to get all of the Pictos we need for the next couple bosses just maxed out. So I'm going to show you guys really quick just how I go about farming. There's a very quick run right here outside the tower. So once we get back out here, immediately down, and you can just stay in flying mode and just run into the enemies. At this point, you have more speed than they do, so you'll always go first. And with Verso as our first person here, first turn order, then you should be able to just instantly shoot everybody or base attack or whatever. And that's that. And as soon as the attack's over, then you're already in flying mode, so you can just run straight to the next enemy. And now head over to the main world. Stuff's like, we're moving so quick, stuff's not even loaded in yet. Fly into these enemies. Same thing, obviously. And there we go. And then you can run into these guys. And they're dead.
Hang on tight.
Then you can go over the bridge, and there's another enemy right there. There's actually 2 sets of enemies. You can go down the bridge and do those 2 or whatever, but there's plenty of sets of enemies in this area that you can quickly run through. And that's our all 4 right there. So all Luminous have now, so all 9 are done in like what? I mean, that was like a minute, maybe. And then we just go back to the tower, rest of the flag, you know, and then put on our new Pictos and whatnot, and reset. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys the next set of Pictos, and then you'll just go farm those, and then we should be prepared. Okay, and the next set of Pictos that I need to level up is Protecting Shots, Trigger Happy, Charging Counter, Energizing Shots, Energizing Stun, Gradient Breaker, Accelerating Shots, Combo Attack 2 and 3. And once I get all those, then I should be able to make our build pretty easily, and we should be good to go. All right, now I'm about to show you the build. If you want to play it safe and never let the boss attack, it's going to take a lot longer, but here is that build. So I'm going to go through everything right now. First and foremost, no matter which build you're going with, you're going to want to upgrade the baguette weapon for Minoko. So you might just go ahead and get that one leveled up all the way. There we go. That's Minoko's best weapon, so just leave that on him for everything pretty much. And just a fair warning, if you don't have the exact color of Luminas to pull off this exact build, by all means, use a few of our extra Lumina points to get us there. I have this current number, and I'm able to make my build with this. So I would, I guess, just like bring up, we're using CL, Verso, and Minoko. So at this point, use your Lumina points to get it to be 308, 307, and 205 for those characters, and just leave those guys alone. That way you can copy my exact build. And here we go. So as far as attributes, I changed those. So we have currently 99, 93, and 99. Mainly just prioritize luck and might, and then put whatever you have left in agility on Verso. With CL here, go agility and luck, and then might is your secondary one. And then for Minoko, I've got might priority, luck priority, and then whatever you have left, put agility. And there we go. So I've respec'd everybody. We've upgraded our weapon, and then you can top off your Luminas if needed. But here is the actual build at this point, starting with CL here. So we've got the weapon Dual Lisan. That's just a given. I have Energizing Start 4, Teamwork, and Greater Powerful for the Pictos. And same skills, nothing changed there. Same exact skills. We're not using any skills for this build, so feel free to just leave those alone. Don't feel like changing them or anything. Just focus on Pictos and Luminous and the weapons. So, okay, so as far as her Lumina points, I've got Accelerating Shots, Augmented Aim, Auto Death. All of these are important. So I would try to get every single thing that you can here. Burn Affinity, Burning Mark, Charging Alteration, Charging Attack, Charging Burn, Charging Critical, Cheater, Charging Stun, Charging Mark, Confident Fighter, Critical Burn, Energizing Powerful, Energizing Start 1 and 2, Energizing Shots. Then we have Energizing Start 4, of course, Energizing Turn, Energy Master, which is a huge one. This Pictos, we haven't really used it, but every time we get an AP from any sort of buff, it gives us an extra one, which is, I mean, you're going to see it's insane. Marking Shots, Painted Power, of course, Rewarding Mark, Powerful Shots, Piercing Shot, Second Chance, Shielding Death, Staggering Attack, and then, of course, our Teamwork. Now, this build is to give each character, you're going to see a very similar set of Pictos. It's basically to apply as many buffs as possible and then charge our gradient bar off of those buffs. And then we have Energizing to continually give us AP to continue to do that. And that way you're about to see the gradient bar go crazy. And we're going to use that to perpetually stun the boss every single turn. And so that's her build. Moving on to Verso here. Corpesso weapon. Combo Attack 3, Energizing Start 3, and Cheater are the Pictos I went with. And then for Lumina, I'm just going to show it. I'm not going to read through everything, but I'm going to show the menu here. So feel free to pause it and figure that out. And then moving down just a little bit, there's the other part of the Lumina there. Okay. And now moving on, let's see, Minoko, we have the baguette weapon maxed out, and then we have Trigger Happy, Energy Master, and Combo Attack 2 as our Pictos. And then for the Lumina, let me get to the top here. You can see the full menu there, so there you go. Yeah, I figured you guys wouldn't have him leveled up as much, just like me. So he has a little bit of a different build. Instead of having the cheater, we have the, faster than strong, where you play twice in a row. That still gives him 2 turns, because we don't really need him for damage. Minoko, his role in this build is to just be the guy that stuns the boss. Verso is your DPS guy, and that's why we have him set up the way we do. And then CL is also kind of a little bit of a damage buff, but she's there to either buff Verso or continually charge the gradient bar. So you're going to see, based on if the gradient bar is already charged and we're ready, then she can buff Verso. If not, then she can also charge the gradient bar. So that's kind of her role. She's a versatile character. Verso is here just to do damage and charge the gradient bar. Minoko is here just to break the boss. So when you're ready with this build, and again, this is the play it safe. It's going to take you about 40 minutes to get through the health bar because you're only doing a little bit of damage. Clea here has 77 million damage. And just a fair warning, you are going to have to block the first couple attacks, but after that, it gets all good. But her attacks are very easy to learn, I would say. She has 3 or 4 phase 1 attacks. They're all, you might die a couple times, but you know, once you figure it out, it's not that bad. And you'll see I have to block her 2 times, and that's it. So we're going to start, and watch, keep an eye on the gradient bar and my AP points on Verso. Ah, I'm out of control. Verso going crazy. Look at that. Gradient charge 1, back to full at S rank. Gradient charge 2. Just like that, we're almost fully charged on the gradient bar. It's crazy. Okay, so musical is the first 2, and then 4 little energy waves, and then 2 more parries, 1 and 2. They are the same sort of attacks from the first time we fought her, but slightly different. This one is easy. 1, 2, and then 3, and then psych 1, and then 1 and 2. And that's the last time we'll have to parry her. So like I said, if you can learn just her basic 2 or 3 attacks at the beginning, get through it, the rest of your time is just sitting here doing nothing other than attacking. But she's done attacking now. But yeah, here we go. So the way we're going to start this off is, by this point, you probably would be at level 3 gradient. And then you're going to hit breakpoint. And this is going to perpetually break her. Perfect. Broken. Not a lot of damage, so that's okay. And now we just rinse and repeat. Just shoot. Best part about this, it doesn't even matter about our turn order. I have it as CL Verso Minoko, but it doesn't really matter. So, because we're gonna stun her every single turn, so it's like eventually it'll be Minoko's turn. I'm not going to show you guys the entire fight, because obviously it's going to take a little while. You can see we've barely done anything. But now I'm already back to level 3 gradient. So you'll start to see Verso's damage is going to start to go up and up, the higher burn and all that. And so he'll start to do about 400,000. So he's going to like be your goat for damage. Oh, look at that. We're right back to Minoko. Broken. Right as she figured out how to unstun herself, we broke her immediately. Silly Clea. I'm just gonna do it one more session so you can see all turn order possibilities, and that this build works no matter literally if Verso goes after Minoko or if CL. But I do want to show how CL works. So with Verso, see, I've already got its level 3 gradient, but you'll see on the turn order, CL's up next. So since I've already got a maxed out bar,
Ready to strike.
I can just try to do as much damage as I can with Verso. Oh, she's stunned. Okay, but now see, now that she's not stunned, Minoko's right after CL, so now we stun her again. So just, it never really lets her ever go. It's a crazy build. But since my gradient charge is up, if you wanted, not the gradient, sorry. If you wanted, you could buff Verso to give him a little bit more damage on his next turn, and then go back into it, or you could buff Minoko as well. But we didn't really set Minoko up to be the damage guy. And then, you know, after that, we go back to breaking. Oops. Got decent damage there, not bad. Ah! So silly, this build. Oh. Alright, back to Verso. But see, now he's buffed. So we're going to see how much damage can we do. So I basically doubled it. I went from 150,000 to 300,000 on that turn. I'm still going. So we did about 400,000 damage just off the shots alone. And another 12,000. So not bad. You can see how that can add up with CL. Now, obviously, this is going to take a long time. But for anyone that's like, I hate this boss, because it's a tough boss. If you hate it, I'm just giving you an option. That's all. So then obviously we break again and we move on. So check out this transition. All right, everybody, here is the build for the recommended approach to Clea Unleashed here. So I'm starting off with CL, Verso, Mael party order. Starting with CL and Verso, they have a very simple build because they're not part of this fight, okay? So we got the weapon dual Lizon, no Pictos unless you just feel like it, I suppose. Don't worry about the skills, we're not using her whatsoever. And then for Luminous, it's just these two. And you're going to copy this exact build on Verso. So very similar. So yeah, do that. And then with Verso, same exact Pictos and Luminous, 0 Pictos, those Luminous. Doesn't matter on the skill points. Again, Verso and CL are not part of this fight. We only need them to die and buff Mael, and then they're done. So doesn't really matter what they do. But that's the build for them. Now, obviously the focus here is on Mael, so Metalum, of course, and then we have alternating critical, Clea's Life, and Cheater as our Pictos. You want to make sure, and this is a sad day for Percy, because you know how much Percy has carried us through the early game of this game, but I've gone ahead and swapped out Percy for Last Chance. This is going to be a skill that we use almost every turn. And so that's going to allow us to get back into Virtuous Stance and essentially do more damage on our counters and also on our regular attacks. So have that. That's the only skill that is needed. That and Stendhal, I would say. Maybe Burning Canvas if you want. And Swift Stride. I think those 4 would be the 4 that I would at least have on just in case. But Luminous, I'm going to go just slowly here. You want to try to copy this, and if you need to burn any of your things, you can, but I haven't added any points to her, so if you were caught up on my points with her, then you should be good to go in copying my exact move. Just make sure you have all the Pictos leveled up that I used if you need to. I showed you guys the farming method if needed. But yeah, going down the list, there's that. I would say all of these are pretty much needed for one reason or another. And there you go. So that is the list, and you can add on to it if you want to make her even stronger. But that's the bare minimum, I would say, in terms of her Luminous. And that's going to make her very strong at parrying and counter damage. So that's the goal there. So again, CL, Verso, Mael is our party order. And then I also make sure your stats are the same as mine. With Mael, it's 99 might, 99 agility, everything else into luck. With Verso, it doesn't matter, but you can see him on the right there, luck, might, and then the leftover is agility. With CL, luck and might max, or I'm sorry, agility and luck max, with might being the secondary one. And we are good. So that's that. And we are ready to start. So let's head into the canvas, shall we? Okay, let's go teach Clea a lesson once and for all, shall we? Now, Verso and CL are going to die immediately. Now, their job has been done. They gave us 9 shields. That's all I need. right, decent damage. I've had as much as 11 million on that first parry. Don't worry, I am going to call out the attacks. Just trying to get to a stopping point. 4.7 million. Okay, so the way this works, there's 3 phases. We're going to kind of cheese phase 3 because normally she summons from the deep and summons the Version enemy that eats you. And if you're fighting alone, though, she can't summon him to eat you. So therefore, you never have to fight the Version. And that's good. And so basically, Ciel and Verso are now out of the fight. If you need them for more shields, make sure you do it before about the halfway mark of the boss. Because when it gets about halfway dead, she is going to start phase 3. And at any point, she can summon that from the deep. And, you know, you could lose Mael that way. So I would say if you're looking rough by the before halfway, try to summon at least one of them to get more shields back and let them die immediately. That's the best approach, I would say. But try to get through the whole fight with just 9 mistakes. It's not too bad. Again, you know, you have the ability to revive, but ideally we're just going to stick with that. And then just keep in mind for the trophy of getting to level 99, it needs to be Mael. She's probably, I'm assuming she's most of your guys' highest level character. And so you want to, whoever you finish the fight with is who gets the XP. So if you end up dying at the very end, sending in your reserve team, it's whoever is on the squad that gets the XP. So definitely try to keep Mael alive the entire time because this could potentially get you to level 99. I'm at 97 right now, so there's a good chance I might get to 99, in which case we pop platinum. That'd be sick, right? But just keep that in mind. If you're about to fail and you want to make sure you beat this boss with Mael. So anyways, here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start by doing Gustave Homage and then bouncing back to Last Chance. That's it. Never do Stendhal because it removes your shields. If you're out of shields, then of course you're welcome to use it. But in the meantime, Gustave Homage. This will build our gradient bar a little bit faster than Burning Canvas. And then whenever we get level 3 gradient, we can use the Gamage gradient charge, and that'll do probably about 3 million damage or so, usually. So now we do Last Chance, which puts us back into Virtuous Stance. And that's it. Now don't mess up. I'm going to go through the attacks here. So this one's quick. It's 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and then 1. Check the description. I'm going to have some resources for that, but I'm going to try to list the pattern for each attack. I know it can be a bit tricky, but maybe having the patterns in front will start to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to try that. Let me know if it's good. Just for future walkthroughs and whatnot, if that's something that helps. All right, so now, obviously, Gustave Homage. I don't know if you peeped it, but we did 6 million on that counter damage. You can see the builds coming together. As long as you don't mess up. It's a high-risk, high-reward type of build. And Last Chance, and we're already at level 2 gradient. Now this one's easy. It's 1 and 2, and then it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 final parries. That's it. All the level 1s are pretty easy to learn. And by the time you learn all the level 1s, you know, you're going to be good on the final phase. Now that one is a bit tricky. That's the spell one. So now we're in phase 2. I'll go through that one again when we get there. But there's 3 attacks. There's the Nimble, the spell, and the earth attack. And the spell is the longest. The earth is pretty simple, but it hits hard if you mess up. And the Nimble is tricky to time, but it's not a hard. It's like easy to see what's going on, but hard to time. So yeah, the spell is just, it's easy, but it looks crazy. So the spell is 2 on the right parries. They bow at you, and you just parry whenever they bow. And then it goes ground, air, and then it's 4 punches, and then it's the air guy. He throws a spear at you. So we'll go through that in a second. I'm assuming it's going to be earth. Yeah, okay. Now this one's easy. Parry the boulder. So parry, and then it's left, right, left, right. So again, that's left, right, left, right. And I'll put all this in the description just to help you guys when you're learning the fight. And by the time you learn all these, then it's just a time to actually go for the completion. And then wait for the boulder to stop moving. And when it stops moving, that's your time to parry. That one's easy, though. The Nimble one's hard. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 1, 2. 2 at the end there. I messed up. Okay, here's our spell one. So it's going to be when they bow. 1, 2, and then wait, parry, 2. And 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. And 1. So if you can just keep on that rhythm, ignore all the visuals pretty much. Just go like 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. And then 1 and then 1, 2. Those last two are pretty quick after the catapult attack. So be ready for that. And that's it. That's all the level 2. And it's not going to have the level 1. But when you reach about halfway on the health bar, that's when it triggers phase 3. And usually the Verso enemy would start at that point somewhere in one of her turns. And then after the Verso one, it's a mix of phase 1, 2, and 3 attacks. But there is a phase 3 attack that comes in regardless, and that's the gigantic attack, which I'll show you when we get to that moment. But let's just get through the rest of phase 2 here. Gustave Homage. Now I have level 3 gradient for our next turn. But we're gonna do last chance here. Parry, and then left, right, right, left, left, and right. Oh, okay, I definitely clicked it, but all right. Guess not, game.
Ready to carry.
2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Got it that time.
Let's dance. Looking good.
Okay, we're almost at the halfway mark, but I can hit my gommage. Most likely I'll have time for one more gommage at the very end. This one should do about 3 million. Yeah, 3.7. All right, now I'm most likely going to see the gigantic attack right out the gate.
Last chance.
Yep, there we go. Gigantic. So this one is... It's pretty tough, actually. It's 3 attacks right out the gate. It's 3 slam attacks, so it's going to be very obvious when to parry on the first 3 attacks. Then there's a bit of a tricky one where he shoots a laser out of his mouth, but it's actually 3 different parries. It's going to be all one laser, but it's 3 different ones. And so it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, and then the laser is going to be 1, 2, 3. And then it's a bit of a pause, and then there's 2 slam attacks, one with his arm and then one with his head. And it's going to be kind of a weird timing on that one. And then the final one is really going to throw you off because it's going to look like you should parry, but it's actually a fake out. And then when it goes slow-mo, that's your cue to parry. So I'm going to call it out as we do it. So 1 and 1 and 1. And now 1, 2, 3. And then 1 and 2. And then wait, 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 wait. Now. So there's like that split second where you think you should, but it's actually a little bit longer. And that's all the attacks now at this point, guys. Now it's just a mix of everything. But now if you can just replicate, then you'll beat her in no time. I was unlucky, that 500,000. See, now we're back to level 1 attacks. almost 2 million. Gustav Homage.
Not giving up. Okay.
Just want to point out it's only been about 10 minutes or 11 minutes, maybe 2 or 3 of those minutes with me explaining. So, you know, ideally this will take you about 10 minutes total if you weren't having to explain all the attacks and whatnot. But it's not a long fight, honestly, compared to the other ones. We're actually almost done. We're going to start really stacking damage here. See, 7 million. The last little bit is, for some reason, Mael does more damage usually. We're almost done with the gradient charge as well. Should have one more use of the Gamage.
Ready to parry. Ready to parry.
Ooh, 5 million. All right, Gamage, of course, as soon as we get our gradient up.
This counts.
Goodbye. What? That should be like at least 2 million. I've always had it be around 3 million usually, almost every time, but unlucky.
Last chance.
I think I have roulette on if I remember right. Roulette is a cruel mistress. Yeah, I do have roulette on. Yeah. Unlucky to have that trigger bad for the Gamage. Not to worry though, Mael's gonna come in. All right. I was hyping her up and everything. 300,000? Come on. This one's gonna be 8 million. I'm just feeling it. This was like 8 million minimum. 8 million right here. Or 1.5. Either way. I like both of those numbers. I tend to see that the level 1 attacks are more common on when it goes to all of the above attacks on phase 3. I find that level 1s are usually more often, which is a good thing, you know? Now, you're probably not going to build your gradient bar up again, so if you want, you're always welcome to hit whatever. If you want to apply Phoenix Flame when you get there momentarily. At this stage, you're really kind of done with the gradient charge, so I'm just going to do Gustav Homage and worry about parries at this point. Not really locked in on gradient charges, but you're welcome to use it instead if you would rather do that. Just end every turn with last chance, and it's up to you at that point. And stay away from Stendhal. I know it's tough sometimes. All right, here we go. Once more. 1 and 2 and 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and pause. Nope, I went too early. That was on me. They got me that time.
Ready to parry.
1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1. 6 million. We're almost there, guys. We're so close. Hopefully I get level 99, we pop platinum. How sick would that be? musical. This could be our last parry. Let's go! Cutscene. Maybe. Maybe. Hold on. It depends on where you're at in the turn sequence whenever you finish her health bar. Because you do have to finish her turn. And usually on her last turn is when she would start the cutscene. But for us, it is weird. I don't think I've killed her at the start of my turn. So we'll see. Yeah, okay, so I just had to go one time. All right, that's how that works. That's the lucky timing, I suppose. Otherwise, you will have to continue parrying her until her turn is over. This is sick. Not today. Get out of my canvas. Typical sister fight, if I'm saying myself. Happens. All. Oh, guys, lock in. Guys, lock in. Lock in. Oh, the greatest expedition in history. We did it. Platinum is ours. Let's go. There we go. That's it. You'll get a bunch of rewards, a weapon, all sorts of cool stuff, and you are good to go. Now, I've already beaten it once, I believe. Yeah, no, I did for the warm-up to make sure. But in terms of the weapon, you'll get it for Lune, I believe. I think it was Lune. Yeah, I think it was that one. It's this one right here. Clea. You'll get Clea. But anyways, we don't really need that for anything really. But there we go, guys. That is Clea Unleashed, and now it leaves the Divergent star himself, which is by far one of the hardest bosses. As far as points here, throw it into whatever. We're gonna respec everybody. The last fight requires all of our players. It's definitely a bit of a risky fight, and we're gonna have to set up tremendously for that one. So stay tuned in just a moment. Mael is finally at 99 on all of the above. That feels good. Everybody else is getting nice and leveled up. Verso right behind her. But yeah, we got to level 99, which popped our last trophy, which also popped platinum. And now if the game has a heart, it'll let me get the skill point. Yes! Man, this all came together so good. I'm proud of that. We got the skill tree for Mael done right when we hit level 99. Man, it all worked out. It's like it's supposed to unlock when you hit 99, but I like to pretend it all worked out, guys. That's my prerogative. And now, prepare for Simon. Man, oh man, do I have the build for you guys. Now, shout out to the YouTuber Aka Fasu, I believe is how you would say that. I'm gonna link his channel in the description, don't worry. It is his build, or I suppose it is his build. But man, I have been searching everywhere. I have spent the last week testing different builds myself. I have gone through on my practice run. I've burned all of my recoats, and then I had to make cloud saves. I've tried so many different builds. I've been researching and everything. And this man, thank God, has finally given a build here that works. And I tested it, and I've tweaked it slightly, but ultimately it's his build, and I really appreciate whatever work went into that, because you're about to see how technical this is about to get. And it is absolutely guaranteed to beat Simon, and all you need to do is memorize the first opening attack. He has two versions of his opening attack. As long as you can learn how to parry that, that is the only attack he will ever do at you, and that's it. You'll never let him move again, and it's only going to take us about 3 minutes tops, maybe 5, to get through the entire fight. It's a very short fight given this build, but it is a bit of a setup. So I promise you're going to spend more time farming the Pictos potentially than you will in the actual boss fight. But I'm going to go through the entire build right here. Starting, by the way, we need every single player for Simon. He does require all 5. So starting with everybody, I wanted to first and foremost go through the color of Luminas. So try to spend all of your Lumina points that you need to be able to match these numbers. And if you're not able to, then I would suggest farming up more color of Luminas. You can go to the merchants and continually beat them. The one at the Golden Tree inside of Renoir's Drafts gives you one every time you beat them. You could also, I believe, continually beat the bosses in the Endless Tower for color Luminas. I think that works. I haven't tested it myself, but I think they give you 20 per completion, I believe. So there's different ways to go about it. But I mean, if you just need a couple, I would just go farm a merchant or something. But you should have plenty of Luminas, I imagine. I had like 200 and I spent a few here. So at this point in the game, you should be able to match all of these numbers. And so get that. And then also, as far as weapons go, I'm rocking for CL, we've got the dual liaison, which you should have. And then with Lune, we unlocked the Esquium recently, and you're going to want to make that level 33. Okay, so make that level 33 and then equip the Esquium weapon onto Lune here. And now for Verso, I have the Nasarim, which if you don't have this one, it's in the Golden Tree, in the merchant inside of Renoir's Drafts, the merchant there. I would suggest just backtracking, going and getting it, and it's going to be no problem. And I'll cut to a footage real quick right here. Okay, so just in case you forgot, Renoir's Drafts over this way. Obviously, you guys remember this area, I assume. Head into Renoir's Drafts. I'm just going to show you guys the merchant. This is also the merchant I was talking about farming the Luminas if you needed some. So it's a good thing if you don't have this weapon to pop over here, get this done, get the Luminas you might need. And then you can also set up at that flag and then return. So fast travel from this one to the Golden Tree, and it'll be the merchant on top of that building that was outside the original Simon. So, you know, basically going from one Simon to another. And it's this guy up top there. Right here. And he sells the different weapons. You might have bought them earlier, but now at this point, after, you know, Verso's drafts, I imagine you have plenty of money. And after the Endless Tower bosses, you can buy all of his stuff. So I just bought all 3 weapons. You can buy the other 2 weapons here, but this is the one I was talking about, Nasarim. This is the only thing you need. And then, of course, all the Pictos that we already bought. But if you want, you can farm Pictos, Lumina points off of him as well. And then now what I want to do is get back onto the continent. And feel free to stay at this flag and set up the whole build. But what I want to do is head back to the continent here. Once you're done with the merchant and all that. And on our way back to the tower, I want to fight one enemy. But first, I need to set Mael. Now, obviously, I'm going to go over the builds for everybody in just a moment. So just ignore everything. All you need right this second on Mael is to equip Auto Death and then also Survivor. It's going to be all the way at the bottom, Survivor. Okay, so Auto Death and Survivor. That's it. Just for now, that's all you need on her. Whether you need it in a Pictos or whether it's in a Luminous, just somehow get those 2 things on and follow me. So I'm going to fast travel back over towards the tower, and I'll see you guys in a moment. And I'm back over here by the tower, and now what I need to do is make sure Mael is equipped, and we are good. Make sure everybody else is at full health. Just rest of the flag, and then when you're ready, fight an enemy. And Mael is going to get down to 1 HP now. And there we go. Just finish the fight, and she'll be stuck at the 1 HP mark. Just like that. And everybody else should be at full health here. And now we're going to head back into the tower, and I'm going to go over our build. All right, so once you're ready, now what I'm going to do is go through each character here. So as far as our party order, you want to make it to where it's Minoko and then Mael. So definitely take off Mael, have it just be Minoko, put on Mael. By the way, guys, this is a very technical fight, so it needs to be verbatim what I'm putting on. Otherwise, it might not work for you guys. Okay, now also, by the way, I should address my levels. I'm at 99 on most of my characters. Ignore that. I specifically chose not to level up my characters, you'll see, because I was testing this fight over and over for different outcomes and things, and I leveled up my characters just by grinding out Simon over and over. So basically, I've leveled up my characters, but I chose not to give them the attribute points. So my stats are basically where I was when I left off with you guys after Clea. The number represents a little bit different things. So obviously I have a lot of points I could spend, but I have not. So just want to make that very clear in case you're like, wait a minute, hold up. But starting with CL here, we have the dual liaison and then no Pictos. And then all you need is to have Fortune Fury and Intervention. Those are the only 2 skills that you have to have on CL here. As far as Lumina go, AP discount, Energizing Start 1 and 2, Energizing Turn, Energizing Master, or energy master, and then faster than strong and first strike. And that is it. That is it. So that's the only thing. And then with your stats, make it to where CL has luck and agility is maxed, and then might is the secondary, whatever you happen to have there. And that will be the end of CL. So now going into Lune here, put on Esquium, the weapon. Make sure it's level 33. If it should already be, but in case it's not, level it up. And then Pictos, Greater Powerful, Shield Affinity, and Survivor. And if you guys need to level up any of these Pictos for the Luminous points and all that, then I showed you guys the farm before with the different enemies right outside the tower. Go farm up whatever you have to farm to get everything maxed out, so that way you can apply it to multiple characters here. But make sure you have these 3 Pictos, and then you're going to want to have Elemental Trick and Lightning Dance. So those are the only 2 skills that you need for Lune. Okay? Now, Luminous, you want to copy this exact list here, verbatim. So I'll give you a second there. So copy that, and then as far as stats go, make sure might is maxed out, and then I balanced defense and agility as much as I could. So you'll see I had it at 94 defense, 83 agility. So just kind of balance it somewhat, but you want a little bit higher defense than agility, whatever points you have left for Lune. Okay, so that's that. And now we can move on to Verso. We have the Nasaram weapon that we just bought from the merchant in Golden Tree. Make sure it's level 33. Critical Moment, Energizing Shots, and Energizing Burn for our Pictos. As far as skills, we don't need a single skill here, so just leave it all alone. And then we have, for the Lumina, we have just these few. So copy that verbatim. And while you're doing that, the luck, might, and agility, you want to have those stats, and make sure luck and might are maxed, and then agility is just whatever you have left over. And that will get you through this. And so with that, we are ready to move on. So now we have Mael, the Liquorum weapon. By the way, this was a weapon we had from the merchant in Verso's drafts. So you should have already bought this, but if not, you can backtrack to that merchant at the very end of Verso's drafts, and you should be able to get the Liquorum weapon. And make sure it's level 33. And now you want to have Cheater, Energy Master, and Feint for your Pictos. And then as far as skills go, we just need Burning Canvas, and that is it. Just Burning Canvas. And then for Lumina, we want to have all of these. And we can take off Auto Death now and Survivor. So it'll leave us with just these Pictos right here. Actually, hold on. You can see them all at the very top, right there. So just copy all of those. And as far as stats go, we have Luck, Might, and Agility all maxed out. Try to have all of them completely maxed out if you're at level 99, I assume, at this point. If not, then do Might and Luck be the highest, and then Agility will probably be like 97, 98 if you're a little bit behind on levels. But try to have Mael maxed out at this point. And then there you go. So have all of those Pictos. It stops it warming up, by the way, just in case you couldn't see it cut off right there. And that's Mael. And so again, Burning Canvas, the only thing we need on her. Now with Minoko, we have the Bagat weapon at level 33, combo attack 3, double burn, and beneficial contamination. You'll want to have those Pictos. Doesn't matter on the skills. We're not using any of his skills. Now, as far as Lumina go, it's just these few. And that should be everything there. And then as far as skills go, I have maxed might. And then I did the same thing I did where I split the skills. I split luck and defense on Minoko. So I have 93 defense, 90 luck. And obviously prioritize defense just a little bit more than luck, but still, you know, try to get as high as you can there. And that is that. So that is everybody as far as our party. Make sure it has Minoko, then Mael as your party order. Everybody else will be as followed, but make sure everybody's at full health and then Mael's at 1. And that will be that. So as far as everything, that's the build. And again, let's see, hold up. Resources, I'm at these colored Luminas. You should be around those spots as well. And you'll just have to get the Pictos leveled up, possibly if needed. I had to farm like a couple Pictos. I think I just didn't have a few of them leveled up. Like Survivor, I don't believe I had leveled up. But make sure you've removed the auto death and Survivor off of Mael. Make sure you did that. Otherwise, this whole thing is going to be down the drain. Now, if for whatever reason, whenever you're doing this boss, if you have to, it'll ask you if you want to retry it. If you say yes, it's going to keep Mael and all of everybody's health right where you started. But if you ever back out of the canvas, if everybody died, there's a good chance it'll reset everybody's health bar to be dead, especially if you beat the boss. So anytime you have to do it, you can always just put the auto death and survivor back on Mael, reset her back to 1, and then come back in here and try again if for whatever reason it resets. But it should keep your health the way it is right now. Divergent Star Simon, you shall be no more. The way this is going to work is you have to memorize his opening attack, and then after that, he will never, ever hurt you again. And his opening attack can be one of two things. It's either the regular attack, or it's the regular attack, but it also has the after effects, which means you have to parry twice for every single move. But it's the same attack, it's just one has the after effect, one doesn't. And I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. You might die like 40 times trying to learn this, but once you learn the opening attack and you get through it, then you're home free. As long as you've copied my build and you do exactly what I say, you're good. So into the canvas, of course. All right, let's do this correctly. I've got the, I want to do the hard version of the attack just to see that. Green bar means it's the hard version. If it's white on the left side only, it's just the regular version. So yeah, we got the after effect. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Delay, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then on the way down, parry. All right, so as long as you can parry that first attack, we are good. He's never going to attack again, as long as you've copied the build verbatim. And what we're going to do here is very important. So assuming your gradient bar is like mine, and it's mostly charged, if you dodged, it won't be as charged. But by the way, dodging is easier on the opening move, but I like parrying just because I'm used to it. But you know, dodging is a little bit more forgiving on that opening attack if you find yourself struggling. But okay, so either way, it doesn't really matter. Our goal right now is to get the gradient bar in the right spot, and then hopefully about 50 to 60 burn damage. So just shoot endlessly until you get whatever, and then just do a base attack. Okay, so now your gradient bar is going to be most likely at level 2, and I'm at 38 burn. So now you have to be really paying attention to that gradient bar, because we do not want it to fully charge going into Mael's turn. So right there, I've got it a little bit closer. Okay, right there. I want to leave it at that 2/3 mark, right there. It might take you like 5 bullets. It might take you 6 or 7. It just leave it when it gets to right there. Just leave it alone, and then skip Minoko's turn. And I'm around 50 damage on burn damage, so that's fine. Now with Mael, I want to get it to where the gradient bar with just 1 bullet is going to be all the way to the end, but not all the way. And then with our burn, we can do Swift Stride. Swap over to Virtuous. And now she is crazy buffed. You don't even have to understand the build, just know that she is primed and ready. She's consumed the level 3 gradient bar. She's in Virtuous. She has all the first attacks, mark damage, burn damage, everything. She is crazy overpowered right now. And so now, with everything set up, we're going to hit Burning Canvas. And go ahead and look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you earned this. Look at that health bar. 4 million, 10 million, 24, 33, 110 million. And that's it. That's phase 1. Dead. You might do more damage, you might do slightly less. It's all a game. It doesn't really matter. But that will end phase 1. Now, he's going to kill us, and now we send in the reserve team for phase 2. It's inevitable. You have to do it this way. And now we are going to use Elemental Trick with Lune here. By the way, I should address this. You might have a different turnover than me, depending on just what you did. Whether your players are more leveled up or less leveled up or whatever. It doesn't really matter though, because what you want is Verso to apply 1 stack of burn, Lune to do the elemental trick. Now, if CL goes before Lune, then you might want to buff Lune more in terms of speed and stuff. You want to make sure she goes first. But it has a lot to do with health, and so if everybody's at full health, then you should be okay. But I'm just addressing it because in case you get a weird turn order, it's not going to be the end of the world, whether Lune goes first or Verso or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. It can work either way. but the move is what matters. So Elemental Trick is going to be our first opening here. And we've got crazy good luck on Lune, so she's most likely going to get 4 critical hits, which will fill up our bar on the right with each different ability, right? And then because of the weapon we're using with her, if we do a regular base attack on this turn, you're going to see the stains turn into dark damage. Boom, dark. Now, with Verso, I just want to shoot until I get a burn damage. So it might take you 1 bullet, it might be 5 or 6, but shoot him until you get 1 stack of burn over his health bar. So I've got that burn. Now I'm good. I'll skip Verso. That'll bring up CL. So again, if Lune goes first, okay, do what I just did. If Verso goes first, then stack the burn and then do the thing with Lune. It doesn't matter which one of those two goes first, as long as CL is going last. And so there we go. So now what I'm gonna do is Fortune Fury on Lune. Make sure you're over Lune. Now, for turn 2, I wanna do Intervention on Lune. Now she's gonna immediately get a turn because we did Intervention. And she's also now crazy buffed, and you don't have to understand why, just know that she's about to do insane damage as well. So now go into your skills and hit Lightning Dance and try to get perfect timing, and watch his health bar say goodbye to you. And just like that, you'll have beaten Simon the Divergent Star. So Lightning Dance, perfect, goodbye health bar. Feels good, it feels good. And just like that, Simon the Divergent Star has been felled. And you get a lot of XP for beating him. You also get his hairstyle for every character and a whole bunch of stuff. So I just got a whole bunch of that stuff. Yeah, we are good. You can see everybody's at 1 HP. They're all clinging on for life right now. So, but it's all good because now we have 100%ed Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It's a good feeling. We collected every item, we visited every merchant, we got every trophy, we beat every boss, and then some. We did all the DLC stuff, and we got all outfits. We are freaking awesome. So there you go. And now to finish it off, let's go ahead and level up our characters. Feels real good. And get everybody to max. Level 99, 99, 99, 99, and 97. Okay. Okay, well, you know, whatever. It's okay. We're almost there with Minoko. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, guys. I wanted to finish it like this. Get all the skills for no reason whatsoever, but are we truly 100%ing if I don't get every single skill of the game? Obviously, you get them once you get level 99, but, you know, it is what it is. But I wanted to get everybody. So now I have every single skill in the game as well. And as far as Luminas, so yeah, you absolutely do get 20 Luminas per mission, I guess, if you will. So that's pretty cool. All right, everybody, that is going to wrap up the 100% platinum walkthrough for this lovely, beautiful game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And like always, I hope that this has helped you get your own platinum trophy unlocked. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would greatly appreciate any support on the channel. And make sure you stay tuned for the next walkthrough. I'm always working on the next game on the horizon. And with that, I say, si fe, and I'll see you in the next one. Au revoir.